Reflect on what happens when a terrible winter blizzard strikes. You hear the weather warning, but probably fail to act on it. The sky darkens. Then the storm hits with full fury, and the air is a howling whiteness. One by one, your links to the machine age break down. Electricity flickers out, cutting off the TV. Batteries fade, cutting off the radio. Phones go dead. Roads become impossible, and cars get stuck. Food supplies dwindle. Day-to-day vestiges of modern civilization, bank machines, mutual funds, mass retailers, computers, satellites, airplanes, governments, all recede into irrelevance. Picture yourself and your loved ones in the midst of a howling blizzard that lasts several years. Think about what you would need, who could help you, and why your fate might matter to anybody other than yourself. That is how to plan for a secular winter. Don't think you can escape the fourth turning. History warns that a crisis will reshape the basic social and economic environment that you now take for granted. Behold, all who are incensed against you shall be put to shame and confounded. Those who strive against you shall be as nothing and shall perish. You shall seek those who contend with you, but you shall not find them. Those who war against you shall be as nothing at all. For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, fear not. I am the one who helps you. Fear not, you worm Jacob, you men of Israel. I am the one who helps you, declares the Lord. Your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I make of you a threshing sledge, new, sharp, and having teeth. You shall thresh the mountains and crush them, and you shall make the hills like chaff. You shall winnow them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the tempest shall scatter them. And you shall rejoice in the Lord. In the Holy One of Israel you shall glory. The scope of these verses is to silence the fears and encourage the faith of the servants of God in their distresses. Perhaps it is intended, in the first place, for the support of God's Israel in captivity, that all that faithfully serve God through patience and comfort of this scripture may have hope. And it is addressed to Israel as a single person, that it might the more easily and readily be accommodated and applied by every Israelite indeed to himself. That is a word of caution, counsel, and comfort, which is so often repeated, fear thou not, and again, fear not, and fear not, thou worm Jacob. Fear not the threatenings of the enemy, doubt not the promise of thy God. Fear not that thou shalt perish in thy affliction, or that the promise of thy deliverance shall fail. It is against the mind of God that his people should be a timorous people. For the suppressing of fear he assures them, that they may depend upon his presence with them as their God, and a God all sufficient for them in the worst of times. Observe with what tenderness God speaks, and how willing he is to let the heirs of promise know the immutability of his counsel, and how desirous to make them easy. Fear thou not, for I am with thee, not only within call, but present with thee. Be not dismayed at the power of those that are against thee, for I am thy God, and engaged for thee. Art thou weak? I will strengthen thee.